Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank y'all so much for stopping by the live stream today. I really appreciate it, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. Shout out to the NTG crew. That's Jacob Tanjay. I know Michael Beach Life will probably be on here later. All my fourth quarter members, what's up, Paragraphics? What's up, Andrew? Must be some type of game on or something for the people slowly start showing up. Shout out to my old heads. That's Doubtful Genius. What's up? Picasso Green. What's up, Kamal? Another fourth quarter member. Yeah, they slowly but surely coming in here. Yeah, I appreciate y'all support over the years. What's up, Jeffrey? Yeah, I'm headed out today, man. We're gonna give away that 5,000 in free gasoline, man. I appreciate you, brother. What's up, Blizz? I received that letter, man. I don't know if you got my comment. I received the copyright letter. What's going on? He said, what's up? I'm in a second quarter member. Okay, 31. Now we're all in our fourth quarter. Nicholas, because you don't know when you're going to die. You could die at any time. Live like you're in your fourth quarter. You know how much money you got in the bank or in your pocket right now, but you don't know how much time you got left. What's up, Sheldon? He said, they said they spotted a UFO in the Louisville. Oh, yeah? Nothing surprises me anymore. That's a fact. Yeah, what's up? I love the child. What's up, Juice? My daughters, two of my daughters just came back from Chicago, man. Any new viewers and subscribers on here, welcome. Yeah, copyright, yeah, for the Sunshine Shoulders anthem. I may put it on one of the streaming services now. Because it's a heck of a song. The peso is 61.64. Yeah, I was just reading a report yesterday. They're looking at 62 and beyond. That's what they're expecting. Now, you know, every time the economists over here come out and say something, it usually comes true. But usually when it starts flirting with that 62, all of a sudden it'll go down, but it's 61.64. And we always have a topic. But remember, we'll talk about anything y'all want to talk about. Is Cebu City or Manila the best place for expats? I'm going to have a mixture on here. A few people that live in Cebu, more that live in Manila. Y'all do know that most expats live in Manila for obvious reasons. But that's just how it is. We're headed to Manila on Friday. We'll be there for a week. Just, a short vacation. We're taking Merlin's mother with us. She's got some kin people. She's got some kin people up in Manila. Hey, Vincent, thank you, man, for the super chat. This is a long time follower, subscriber. He said, what's up, Cal? He said, I saw the boxing video. Great work. Keep on amazing us. Man, I was talking to Sheldon. Because he said, Unc, you look like a natural in that ring. I was like, man, I got a lot of work to do, but it's fun. It really is, man. It's fun. And I'm doing it for the fitness. To stay active, man, but when you post videos like that, I just post them for the people who they're supposed to be for. Because everybody, we love drama, Vincent. But I say save the drama for your mama. Anything that's going to promote fitness and staying active and enjoying your retirement, we won't click on that, man. Don't make the mistake that a lot of us made. Stop making your retirement all about a woman in a relationship, guys. What's up? He said, what about the vow? The vow's nice. But I'm just saying these two because usually it comes down to these two. And I've lived in these two before. Yeah, I didn't even know they were coming, Jews. They told me because I asked my daughter, I said, hey, how's everybody doing? She said, everybody's doing great. She said, we just came back from Chicago. I didn't even know because, yeah, I would have, I would have hooked you up, man. You like the ambassador there. Hey, I appreciate it, man. But, y'all don't like videos like that. Even, man, did y'all see that hiking video? I'm going to do my video. My members only. I've got where we're coming down. Because, what goes up must come down. But I'm not even going to waste my time and put it out there for everybody. I'm going to put it for my 4 members where we went back down. Man, that's a heck of my legs and my butt are still sore from that. That was the first time I ever did that one now. There's one called Boilers. I did it before, but we're gonna do that again. But that's the type of stuff, man, that you really should gravitate towards. If you think you're just gonna sit around over here all day, man, and do nothing, I don't care where you are. Wait. Who is that? Okay, honey, that's Jennifer. I don't care where you live. You can live in the country with the best infrastructure. If all you're going to do is sit on your behind, you're going to have to do something. What's up, darling, man? I don't understand. Hey, Flo Style, what's going on, man? To keep up the great work. Thank you for your support, brother. I appreciate that. He said, only people who make retirement about women, usually white men. I'm into gig right now. I'm 31, black, and enjoying life. Well, I think, foolishness doesn't discriminate based on color or age or nationality. Okay? Because I've got a friend right now, hell, I think he's supposed to be moving back to St. Carlos City again. This is his 3rd time. And I'm like, what in the world? Yeah, I know. Like I said, I put it out there for people who want those type of videos and enjoy. It's not about views. Because I've got a diverse mix of vlogs, man. Sometimes I do 3 or 4 in a row about relationships, 3 or 4 in a row about fitness, about cost of living and stuff like that, as it comes across my mind. What's the best places to live like I'm doing now? But it usually always comes back, to women. And I'm like, guys, if y'all only knew, I messaged a guy today. I said, we pay too much attention and we give too much of our attention to just regular women over here. We're the problem. We've blown their heads up. When you look at them, it's like, lady, you're just normal. Sit down somewhere. I mean, you should be thankful somebody's interested in you, but you're not all of that. And this is the problem. Oh, yeah. I slipped almost one time. But it's just so beautiful up there. Most people never go up in the mountains like that. And see, St. Carlos City, we're surrounded by mountains. It's really one of the appealing reasons that people come here. You see all that shade, right? That was up there. He says, my family says they're worried about me because I finally started to focus on myself. Well, hell, you're doing it, man, at the right time. I was about your age when I got sober. I was 34. I was 15 days away from turning 35 when I checked into that detox in Louisville, Kentucky, and started to focus on myself, Sheldon. You know what I'm saying? He said, yeah, God's putting those threes on a pedestal. Absolutely. And this is the problem. He sent me a video of some woman. I'm like, but what do you want me to do? I'm not going to jump up and down for her. She's regular. You know what I'm saying? And this is the problem. You're going to lose your damn man, lose your retirement and everything over a regular woman. The men over here don't even want them. I'm sorry. I'm tired of that. He said, I seen Paul did a video on Mike's divorce. Well, why do they keep making the same videos over and over? See, y'all put me to a whole different standard. Why are we worried about Mike's divorce? Okay? I don't get it. You don't need to be doing no video. I mean, he can do whatever we want to do. But y'all put me on a whole different, y'all hold me to a whole different standard. Why is that so interesting? It's not interesting to me. I guess because I've been over here long enough, man. I see that all the time. That's one of the reasons men ain't coming here no more. They see stuff like that. All that money and all that time you don't waste it into a woman that really don't want you, that's not caring about you. But when you tell y'all that, you don't listen. So, shame on them, man. Keep talking about that man's divorce. And what's so special about his divorce? Okay? I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it, man. What's up, Richie? Richie say, hey, Cal, I want to congratulate you all those years of sobriety and getting your life straight. I know your family's proud of you and proud to call you a friend, brother. Hey, man, I appreciate it. I'm going to hook up with y'all and Raymond when I get up there. Man, we should have an impromptu meet and greet. That's what I'm thinking about, because I'm going to be up there for a week. This is the last vacation for the kids until school starts back. But yeah, I was voted one of the most likely to succeed coming out of middle school. It was only when I got to high school that I started really getting high. My mother didn't raise me to be that way. She raised us to be responsible, productive human beings. But remember, the noise outside of your house is a whole lot louder than the noise on the inside. Your mother and father can be the best human beings possible. And you go out there, man, it gets noisy. The influence of your peers and all that, man, is a whole lot stronger. Now, what my mother did for me was she gave me that path to come back to. That's why she taught us right from wrong. But I wasn't always a loser. Yeah, I wasn't always a loser, man. People were shocked, man, that I got strung out on drugs and alcohol. And imagine, I was young. When I think back on, I was 34, about to turn 35. And I thought my life was over. And my sponsor said, yeah, it is. Your old life is. You're going to start a new life, man. And everything that happened after that, it's a miracle for real. And a miracle is something that can't be explained. That's all. It's nothing religious. Nobody float down from the sky and touch me and all of a sudden. There's a lot of hard work involved in that. But I'm transparent. So whenever you see those pros making videos, oh, he's a drug addict, this and that, it's only because they heard it from me. They don't know me. They never met me before. Yeah, thank you, man. I'll tell you, it's my greatest accomplishment. Nothing, my insurance agency, nothing. Because, man, when you're in the grip like that, when something has you, you don't have it, you think you're going to die. That's all. My wife at the time, she didn't even believe it. That's how bad I was. I mean, I was sober for 6 months. I heard on the phone talking to one of her cousins. I guess the cousin that asked her, is he still sober? She said, he says he is. Knowing, my track record, I go out for a loaf of bread and won't come back for a week. But I was there every single day, going to work every single day. I put my family on my shoulders, man. And and when I gave my 10-year medallion to my wife at the time. She probably threw it in the garbage. But you got to do it for you, guys. I share that stuff to encourage people. Somebody watching me now is struggling, maybe gambling, something, drinking. And so you say, man, you can do it, but it's going to take some work. you know. But I got a lot of pushback for something I said about the Iran sanctions, right? Okay. Now, just to put it into context, imagine if we as Americans or Canadians or whatever, let's keep it on America because we're the ones got the sanctions. Imagine if we were held accountable and even punished for the actions of our government. But because we made the rules, we're bigger than the rules, okay? But just imagine that for a second. Because some guy was in the comments and says, oh yeah, you're talking a bunch of junk. You don't know what you talking about with Iran. Look, those are regular people over there. I watched the documentary talking about the sanctions and how it's affecting the people over there. Not just over there, Cuba. The blockade on Cuba and Iran, man, is responsible for hundreds of thousands of deaths of little babies, innocent men and women. I'm not trying to get political, man, but everything's political. The who, what, when, where, why, how much. And it touched me, man, because it was a Chinese lady, because Iran, they allow Chinese to come in there. And she's a vlogger. And she was like, how the sanctions really affect everyday Iranians, man. And it's fucked up, guys. It's fucked up, man. Okay? But imagine if you were that way. Because I told the guy, I said, we're not the good guys like you think we are. You're drinking the poison. And all because they want to be a sovereign country. And then he talk about, oh, yeah, death to America. Well, why are they saying death to America? But not only that, I'm going to say this, and we're going to go on. Because I don't want to get off this. But, I'm a truth sayer, man. Who has caused more hell on this earth over the last 47 years? Iran or America? Okay, they talk about, Iran and the proxies and this and that. Israel is America's proxy. Do you think Israel would be causing all the havoc and the genocide and everything that they're doing if America didn't back them? Well, it's killed more innocent men, women, and children. Don't forget about Afghanistan. Don't forget about Iraq. Over the last 47 years, Iran or America. So imagine if you were being held accountable. If those countries outside of America decide, oh yeah, we're gonna sanction America. Man, gasoline over there is 1 penny per liter. It's 4 cents per gallon. You know why? Because I think they call it the Toman. Yeah, the Toman is there. It's the inflation. It's crazy over there, man. The value of their money is so low because of the sanctions. It's crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but yet we're supposed to be the good guys. The world is not fair, man. The world, you remember that song, The World is a Ghetto? Greed is evil. Greed is the devil. Where you see greed, you're gonna see the devil. He says, I'm exhausted with videos on how to keep a Filipino happy. Yeah. If you don't know how to treat a woman, you probably need to give up and stay single. But this is what I've been trying to tell you for the longest, Picasso Green, about them flipping the script, making her seem like she's the prize. She's not the prize. You are. And like it's something that, I'm not saying that to put anybody down. I'm just talking about this in these this relationship, these dynamics. So this is why men, they come over here stumbling over themselves because they watch those videos like that. They never tell you what you need to do to get yourself together. You done moved 8,000 miles on the other side of the planet. That should be the least of your worries, the least of your problems. You shouldn't even be thinking about that. He said, did you hear about that Disney cruise? I don't want your video to get flagged, but a lot of Filipinos on the ship got their visas revoked for possessing illegal explicit material. What kind? What are you talking about? Illegal explicit material. Yeah, but see, we don't get the whole story. I love the China. He says, I've seen videos of Iranian people who say they love America before the war. I don't know what to believe anymore. This lady just went to Iran. She was showing there is no Apple over there, but they got Apple stores. Iranians have created their own version of Apple. They got Pepsi and Coke, but they made it in Iran. It's not getting shipped over there, guys. It's crazy when you see it. They're driving. It's starting to look like Cuba. The doctor she talked to, his car, he drove a 17-year-old Peugeot. But only the plans, France left the plans, and they built a Peugeot from Iranian parts. 17-year-old car. And it was talking about living, how much does it cost? He's in one of the nicest areas in Tehran. It's only going to cost you, he said, anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 a year to live in one of the nicest. That's what rent costs you in one of the nicest places over there. The sanction has done a whammy on them. And these are people who have nothing to do with it. Just like you don't. All you do is vote for our public officials. That's all. So imagine if you were getting punished for the bullshit that they do. And for their beliefs and everything like that, man. We live in a alternative, man. We live in a alternate universe, guys. We can't think outside of America. This is what messes us up. He said, I have a hard time putting the Twinkies down, so I commend you on your victory. Yeah, I believe I love LaChine said that. He said, people who don't think, you know, getting over an addiction is a big deal. He said, try to get rid of that sugar and caffeine. Man, listen, if they make sugar illegal, they be selling sugar like they're selling methamphetamine and cocaine. Women will be sucking dicks for packs of sugar. Same with cigarettes. Same with caffeine. He said the strength it requires to make the type of change requires a level of dedication that many men aren't aware of. Yeah, we've got it inside of us though, but we're so shallow, man. We mostly look at things on the surface. You don't know what you're capable of because most of us are afraid to try life without limits. That's the problem. I'll give you a perfect example. Here's Ron, Sir Ron a lot. Good morning, man. He said, good morning, even Cal and Sunshine Shoulders, fam. Hope all is well. You don't know how strong you are. This man right here lost his 15-year-old son, 15-month-old son, sorry, to a tragic accident recently. He probably didn't think he had the strength that he's got, the emotional strength, to handle something like that. Most of us, we're taught that we're far less than what we really are. We're always looking for something outside of us to cure us. Yeah, that's a heck of a song. Yeah, I mean, even we're mad at Iran right now because of the oil crisis and the economy and everything when Trump started the war. But this is the poison that we're drinking. We think we're the good guys. Iran would be stupid not to develop a nuclear weapon right now to keep people off their back. Israel got nuclear weapons, they won't even acknowledge them. They're not even part of the Non-Proliferation Act agreement, which it's illegal for America to even be selling them weapons because they're not a part of it. They stole our secrets, by the way. Had help from France to create the nuclear weapon, but they won't even acknowledge it. The United States is in cahoots, man. It's almost like we're the same country. All the shit they get away with. If we're going to sanction Iran, we should sanction Israel too. Now, I said it. Sanction them too. What's up? Yeah, Twinkies. Yeah, but man, Maryland's struggling trying to quit sugar right now. I did it for almost 40 days. And it's tough. It was tougher than putting the crack pipe down. That's why I keep going back and forth with that thing. Sugar, try it. Okay, you don't think you're addicted? You look at the man out there drinking himself to death, and you think you better than him? You addicted to sugar, dude. Put it down. Let them make sugar illegal. You'll be out there stealing and pawning shit for sugar. He said, I got a physical to pass in order to keep my job. So I cut off everything that would come between me passing that physical. Find you a purpose like Calvin did. I do it every year. Yeah, because you're going to get bored if not. You got to continue to challenge yourself over and over and over. You accomplish one goal, set another one. But I've yet to meet anybody who's actually cut out sugar for good and all. You know, because if you want to lose weight, man, that's the way to do it. You want to lose weight? Cut that sugar out. But it's in everything. Believe it or not, sugar's in that soy sauce in there. You can't taste it, but it's in there because they use sugar as a preservative. No, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. But if you say it, I got to take your word for it, but I don't believe you. Not 100% without sugar. What's up, John? And if you did, you a bad man. I met a guy who, he was older. He was in his 80s. He was one of my Medicare clients. After, I think he had like a quadruple bypass surgery. He had to give up everything. I mean, sold everything. He was the only one I really knew. I just remembered him. But yeah, he was 88. You know. But he's like, Cal, after a while you get used to it. The taste being so bland. He said, Jaja harps on me sometimes about my smoking and drinking. I'm not really addicted. Oh, you're not? You put them cigarettes down. Yeah, you're addicted to cigarettes. I ain't going to say about the liquor. But it's my release. I say the same to her about her sweets and coffee. But she doesn't see it as the same. Yeah. See, because you're onto something. This is the propaganda that we're being fed. They knew the sugar was addictive. They knew it wasn't good for you when they put it out there. He said so many products have some form of sugar in them, even food that has no business having any sugar. Yeah, because they discovered a long time ago that they use sugar for a preservative. This is how, imagine trying to ship your stuff from, let's say, Europe to America, Africa to America. It was going bad by the time it arrived. So those scientists, they always messing around and they end up stumbling on something. Just like they did LSD and all the rest of that stuff. By mistake. Hey, Warren J, thanks for your support. He said, I'm a new subscriber here. Your channel's a gym. Follow me and much respect to you, brother. Well, I appreciate it, man. we need help over here. We don't really have any help over here, guys. It's all about women over here. Um, it just is. And when you can't really tell the truth over here, people misinterpret what you're saying, and they want to deport you when it is what it is over here. The Philippines is not going to change. You can't change the Philippines. You can leave and it's still going to be the same. But if you say out loud what a lot of people, what most people are thinking, they get mad at you. He said, I think your body needs sugar to a certain extent. It doesn't. It really doesn't. He said, based on the title, I'd have to say Cebu. I've experienced Makati in the IT business park. I know I couldn't get a response from any woman on the streets in Makati, and I'm just greeting people. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about, uh, but I really do. I've talked about it before because it's so crazy over here that every woman thinks that you want them. Okay, I stopped speaking to women for real because they think there's some type of ulterior motive involved. It's like, it's not, lady. I'm just saying hello. But this is what's gone. This is the problem that we've created. We've helped to create. Oh, the woman on the street thinks that you're trying to, he wants me. No, I don't. I don't want you. I'm happy with my relationship I've got. I'm just saying hello. So yeah, a lot of them won't speak back. He said some sugar is good for your natural form, right? Like certain fruits. Well, we're not saying if you are diabetic, Ron, it's not good. When you're talking about fruit, the fruit has sugar in it. It has natural sugar in it. It also has fiber and a lot of other things that are good for you. But when you overdo sugar, man, it's not good. Well, the body paragraph is craves sugar because it's a drug and you're addicted to it. Otherwise, it wouldn't crave it. Your body doesn't crave shit, does it? Because you don't eat shit. You're not addicted to shit. So that's crazy. Your body don't crave a whole lot of stuff. Yeah, we just have to be, what they call it, show some moderation with just about anything. But this processed sugar, they've got you addicted, man. It's $1 trillion business. Imagine all the kilos and kilos of sugar that's consumed every year. It's just a legal drug, guys. If you don't believe me, then stop. Stop today. And your head's gonna start hurting. Your mood's gonna be messed up. And it's gonna be the toughest fight of your life. Trying to put that sugar down. A whole lot tougher than it was for me to put that crack down and that liquor down. Hey, what's up, Jamal? Yeah, this is facts. This is everywhere. This is one of the reasons rich people live longer because they can afford the healthy foods. He said, salute from DC, it's cheaper to eat bad food than to eat healthy food in the U and the Philippines. When you go over here right now and you can get one apple for about 55 or 60 pesos. Or you can buy a Jolly Burger and fries. Which one you gonna buy? The Jolly Burger and fries or the rice? He said, man, I gotta tell you, ice cream and chocolate are my vices. If I didn't go to the gym 5 days a week, yeah, I'd be in serious trouble, bro. Yeah, but I got news for you, Richie Rich. You can't outwork a bad diet. It's 90% diet and 10% gym. I don't want to be the one to break the bad news to you. It just is. You know, I hate to say it. He says, I haven't eaten meat in 5 months. I lost 15 pounds. One of these days, I'm going to eat a nice steak, a sandwich with no additives. I stopped coffee, candy, liquor, meat, pastries, even bottom feeder seafood. How do you get your protein? Excuse me. What's up, Samuel? Living on less than 400. He said, much respect, bro. Hey, have you tried Vietnam yet? I know you went to Thailand. You really liked it. You'll probably like Vietnam. It's right on the same level as Thailand to me. I've been to Bangkok and I've been to Ho Chi Minh. They're on the same level to me. Of course, I was only in Thailand 5 days and I was only in Ho Chi Minh for 2 weeks. But my initial uh, thought is, yeah, they're on the same level. Yeah, yeah, you have to, you just can't outwork a bad diet, guys. He said muscle memory will always show up once you start a good diet. Yeah, it's just, we're addicted to, like I said, hell, I had ice cream not yesterday, but the day before, I had bought the kids some ice cream. I really had stopped eating ice cream. But I looked in the refrigerator and it was still that they hadn't eaten it all. They normally eat it all. It was the Cosmopolitan, chocolate, strawberry, and vanilla. So I took a couple of things of strawberry and vanilla. It was the first time I'd eaten ice cream in a long time, and I see why, man, because it's addicting, man. He said, yeah, I hear you. I had to seriously cut my sugar intake. Yeah, uh, I'm going to tell you something. You ain't got to talk me into it, man. I've been watching China ever since I left y'all in Manila. When you brought that up already, I was watching. Man, look, guys. China is spending their money on their infrastructure. We're spending money on war. This guy rode a high-speed train from Beijing to that future city. How you pronounce that future city? Starts with an S. 2,000 kilometers, man, only 12 hours. And then they showed you the levels of of trains that they had. This was the fastest one. It was like 220 or 250 miles an hour, right? And just think about our high-speed rail over there is Amtrak, 80 miles an hour. Anything over that, and you're going to come off that damn track. Yeah, yeah. Shenzhen, 2,000 miles, 2,000 kilometers, 12 hours, guys. And it was nice. It was a nice train. It was 106 euro. So what would that be? About $130 or something? Yeah, but I'm saying, we're putting all this money into these wars. These countries, man, are passing us up, man, like crazy. Hey, what's up, Roger? He said that boxing train is going to turn you into another catch clay cow. I gotta, like I said, it's my third time, but my second time, my third training, the damn camera was messed up. It was only showing here on up, so I didn't post it. So today is gonna be my fourth. I gotta learn to relax and move my feet, get my timing and everything down. But it's so fun, man. It's so fun. It's one of the things where you just want to keep going. And he also taught me how to hit the bag too. So I'm gonna hit that today. What's up, Derek? He said, congrats on your 28 years, Big Cal. Major props. I went through similar challenges. and stepped away from it almost 34 years ago. One Love. Yeah. See, you can appreciate something like that. Most people don't think they're addicted to anything, but they are. Your body doesn't know the difference between an illegal drug and a legal drug. He said, it's like when I had wine in Portugal week before last. I forget how good it was. Yeah, I can't, man. If my problem is this, I don't know if I'm going to drink one beer. Or I'm going to bring the close the bar down, and that's the problem. What's up, Roger? Yeah, that's what he said. He said the train ride is so smooth, you don't even realize that you're going 300 miles an hour. It's crazy, man. We ain't got nothing like that over there. Even though AI, because they were talking to this, they were in that city. This is a different documentary. This future city, this futuristic city that you Shin Sing or something, and they were talking to the engineer, and he was actually educated in America. He's like, they say, well, when it comes to AI, who's got the advantage? America, right? But you wouldn't, he said the basics of it is America. We haven't caught up with it yet. But man, if you see these buildings and everything, the technology over there that they're using, it's crazy, man. Do you see that in America? Because I got that down here. I was like, what good is all this technology and AI if it's not going to make the world a better place for everybody? Not just the fortunate ones who that wheel of life let off in, basically favorable conditions right now. And it's always changing. The conditions are always changing, the places. Because if you'd have landed as a black man in America in 1803, if the wheel of life would have let you off in America in 1803, you wouldn't have considered yourself fortunate. You understand what I'm saying? So that's always changing. But, I made a video. My video today really wasn't the original video. I had to make it over because I said maybe I'm giving the wrong. I didn't want it to come off as being negative and a down video. And I was talking about how I've been over here for 17 years and I thought that the poverty, that I'd be able to handle it by now. I can't, man. I'm just made different, man. I'm not like everybody else. I can't just, block it out and keep going. I care too much, man. And it's affecting me so much so, man. I'm seriously thinking about moving out of the Philippines, man. I can't deal with it, man. I'm saying to myself, people shouldn't have to live like this in 2026. But if you say that, people will misinterpret it and they'll get the wrong idea. I'm not putting the Philippines down or the government down or anything because it is what it is. If I leave, it's still going to be here. I'm just saying for my mental state, because I go broke, man. I be trying to help everybody, man. He said, I can't believe how the Lakers got shut out by OKC. I can't. Yeah, OKC got their young squad, man. Yeah, LeBron needs to retire. LeBron's like a boxer. Well, most athletes, a lot of these famous athletes, it's like, well, what are you going to do when, when the game is over? They're afraid to step away. So he's going to do whatever he has to do to keep playing, but he really needs to go on and let it go, man. You're in your 40s. You're not the LeBron of old. You're just going to keep piling on points. And, it's his right to do it. He's under contract. They keep signing him, but them young guys making him look bad. If they do win another championship, it won't be because of him. Yeah, he said 75% of them are educated. It's just that they're using their ingenuity in a way that we're not, man. We're spending all our money on war and we don't care. Raymond sent me a message. He said they're talking about fooling with Medicare to fund these wars. I said, no, they've stolen from Medicare, the fund, but they're not going to cut Medicare. You want to start a revolution? Fuck with Medicare for real. And he said, well, they did Medicaid. Yeah, but that's something totally different. Medicare is funded. He said, Musk came back from the mountains and getting ready to go back up to the mountains for 2 more days. Who, you? Uh, Man, you going up there, I don't know when the last time y'all went on when you were seeing like that. And you're steadily going up, 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 and up, right? See, Maryland them do it all the time. But when I walked from St. Carlos City to Dumaguete, that was the toughest part of my trip. I got to this place called Bendo. Bendo. And it's in between, it's right before you, it's right outside of, before you really get to the outskirts of Dumaguete, and you're right on the water, man, and I'm going up, 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 up. It's the only time when I had any second thoughts about making that trip, man, because I was like, when you're on the bus, right, it's different. You don't see how steep the damn road is. Man. He said most guys talk a lot, can't fight to save their life. Yeah, when you get our age though, man, you ain't trying to fight nobody. You're really not trying to fight um, anybody. And I don't even know, only for self-defense would I even fight anybody. You're right. It's a lot of tough talk. You better not be trying to fight nobody 65, 70 years old. You're probably going to end up dead. They're going to carry something on them. Okay, and I don't blame them. You at some point you earn some level of respect. Like, man, leave me the fuck alone, man. I'm 60-something years old. I'm not in America anymore. And see, the problem about being over here is you really can't legally own a weapon. So a lot of the talk is gone away. They'll make videos about people, and they'll talk about you from 8,000 miles away, but they really ain't going to fuck with you because they got to fight you. And just like you said, a lot of these guys are nothing but talk. But at some point, man, you deserve to be left alone. And if you don't, then, you got to pay the price. He said, we have Roy together online with Big Cal and Big Rich at the same time. He said, this is second to having Cat Williams on Club Shay say, oh, man. Yeah, I'm going to China. But it's going to be, because this guy rode the train, it was in November. Hell, it was cold. I'm not fooling with that. I'm not going anywhere where any cold weather. Every time I think about going to Japan, I got to find out when the warm weather is. Hey, Skating Geezer says, hey, Cal, in your recent video, you ended by saying, I wish I was normal. I understand you want to help everyone, but nobody should strive to be normal, mediocre, average, selfish. Yeah, I mean normal in the terms of most people are able to say to themselves, Skating Geezer, that, I can't solve the problem over here. And no matter what I do, it's never going to be enough. I didn't create the problem, so, I'm going to get on with my life. That's what I meant. Okay? I just can't do that, man. Richie Rich is on here now, and I'm glad Derek Cosnell brought this up. He's really the only vlogger that even talks about boundaries that I've heard talk about. I'm talking about real boundaries and setting real boundaries. And that's one thing that I haven't been able to do when it comes to the poverty and everything like that. But either I'm going to set boundaries, healthy boundaries, I'm going to go broke. Okay, I'm going to end up giving away all my money. You know, it's different when I used to come over here and I'd be here for a month or two and I'd go back home and get back in the matrix, then come back over here. It's totally different though than when you're staying over here. And you're living here and you just see good people, hardworking people, man. And you say to yourself, man, life isn't fair. And life is fucked up for real, man. You know, y'all know I'm not religious, but sometimes I think to myself, man, I wish there was a God. I wish there was a God to help people, man. Because they struggle, man. They struggle bad. You know, and, you know, people shouldn't have to live. With all the AI and technology and all that, you got people, uh, uh, Elon Musk wants to be a trillionaire. So fucking what? I was reading a post, I believe it was on Facebook, it might have been on YouTube, where the guy says, if scientists came upon a chimpanzee who had most of the bananas to himself while the rest of the chimpanzees were starving, he said they would study him and find out what's wrong with him. But when human beings do it, we put them on the cover of Forbes magazine. And it's true. You know, greed is the devil. Wherever you see greed, you're going to see the devil, man. People shouldn't be living this way, man. And as human beings, we're responsible for that. You can't put it on the devil. We're the ones doing that to other human beings. These sanctions and war. Oh, yeah, look at this shit here, man. It makes me so mad because I'm a truth sayer. I'm not going to hold it in. You got this cocksucker Putin. I guess he wants a pat on the back talking about, yeah, this war with Ukraine is coming to an end. You think so, motherfucker? Excuse my language. You done killed millions of fucking people and wounded millions more. Now all of a sudden you're going to say, oh, we're going to put a halt to the fighting? For what? You haven't stopped nothing but a bunch of young men out there that died. Man, these are the people we've got at the top. And we're not pushing back, guys. We're not pushing back. There's a cowards at the top. If he's scared to come outside. They're all in cahoots together, man. They don't care nothing about you. They sent all them young men to their grave. Innocent women and children. I mean, man, look that up, man. Y'all gonna be shocked at how many people have died in that Ukraine and Russia war, and we just sit back and talk about it like it's the Lakers and OKC. This is what they do to you. You put all that back in your subconscious mind. You don't think about it. You think, well, I don't think about it. It's not happening. No, it's happening. All the millions of people dead and wounded. Now all of a sudden, they're going to talk about, yeah, we're talking about bringing this war to an end. You should. You sorry bastard. He said, Louisville going to be something serious next season in basketball. They're getting top players. Their NIL money is going into the program, huh? They got the kid whose dad started MD. Yeah, but here's what you got to realize. Louisville was winning at one championships before the NIL. You need a coach, man. They don't have the coach. They don't have the coach, man. They let Patino go over some bullshit. They're not going to win until they make right with Patino, the way they did him. Right. This is exactly right. He's like any star athlete. They all play far beyond their years, but you can't blame him with the money they're giving him. And I honestly don't believe, what's LeBron going to do when he leaves basketball? I mean, he live out the rest of the years, with a lot of money and stuff. But people like that, they're used to the crowd and stuff like that. Will he be able to see Jordan's the GOAT? because he made that transition. He's Jordan, you know. LeBron could learn from him. Like, dude, you're LeBron. You always gonna be famous. You're never gonna get old. You're like Dr. J or somebody. He said, when I visit the Philippines in December to visit my fiance, I know I'm going to cry when I see how they live there. Oh, you've never been here before? And you've already got a fiance? This is the problem, guys, okay? Andre, and I'm not trying to pick on you. You're using strong words, man. He said, I want to be able to help everyone, but I'm going to help a couple of them. Yeah, because we can't help everybody doesn't mean that we can't try to do whatever we can. I've spent millions of pesos over here, guys. Y'all don't believe me. I don't care. I know what this channel's done. I could be living a whole lot better, man, had I kept that money for myself. But who's to say I'd even be alive? Remember, the universal law. Whatever you give, you get so much more back. It may not even be money. Sometimes it comes from places that you least expect it. And in ways you least expect it. Maybe that's why I'm still in such good shape. Who knows? You know. But for you calling that woman your fiance and you never met her, you never been here before, did y'all meet overseas somewhere? This is the problem, man. This is why we talk about the stuff on my channel we talk about. That woman's not your fiance, man. You crazy. I'm just letting you know it's not. You need to slow down, dude. You don't even know the woman. All the crazy shit I see going on over here, that woman's not your fiance, man. Don't use that word, man. Don't even use that word. I hope she's watching. He said, I work with many Persians in Saudi and Bahrain that were trained in the U.S. Let's see. He said like Michael Jackson and Prince. Yeah, he said, fight off a dog attack. Well, y'all see, I got my pepper spray, man. I keep my pepper spray. You can have that bird spray, because what I got is the most expensive one. It'll fuck you up. Then all you need is a split second. If you find yourself in trouble like that, you hit them in the eye with that, kick them in the nuts. You got a chance to held down the police or something, or whatever. Find a stick and really put their ass out of misery. You know. But I don't even carry that for locals. I just carry that for, because there's no cure, there's no solution for being at the wrong place at the wrong time. What's up, Beach of Life? But yeah, let's get to the subject. Oh, okay. He said, Cal, look up, is it Trail Angels or Tail Angels in Trail Magic? We're giving away food and drinks to hikers on the Pacific Crest Trail. They hike it from Mexico to Canada. Wow, it takes months. Yeah, it's on a whole other level. Well, at some point, I'm going to have to, take a break, man. We've got another trip to Vietnam coming up. It's just too tough on me, man, Uh, it really is, Remember, you have to look after your. It's a problem I created by coming here. I'm who I am. There's poverty everywhere, but it's not. It's in my face as it is here, and I know people now, and you have empathy for people. You walk in their shoes, man. It's easy for you guys to say this stuff because you don't live here, man. You in for a couple of weeks and you out. And then when you are here, you're in BGC, you're in IT Park. You might see it as you go by in the the taxi. But when you know these families, man, I just can't wrap it around my man. I can't understand it. Not just here, but anywhere I'm confronted with it. But I live here. I just can't wrap my mind around it, man. It's like people shouldn't be living like this in 2026, man. I'm sorry, man. I don't mean no harm by that. I'm telling you. Oh, okay, September, October, okay. He said we went to Japan in August. Yeah. Well, a friend of mine, JR, he stayed in the guest house. He lives over. He's been over there for 20 some odd years. He said, Cal, man, some dude went crazy the night of my son's passing. The family took care of his ass. I didn't have to do nothing except help clean up his wounds. Yeah, you know, I don't worry about the locals here. Um, because you're not going to have any problems with the locals more than likely. More than likely, it's going to be another expat if you're going to have a problem. I mean, we just can't leave that stuff at home. We bring it with us. He said, life is not fair. Yeah, fact. Yeah, it's true, man. Okay, now, this guy's name is Brandon Clark, right? Did y'all see the Brandon Clark that died? They're saying they believe he died from an overdose, the Memphis Grizzly basketball player. He said, if a person doesn't affect your life, then giving too much energy to words is empowering them. Yeah, I mean, it's easy if it's just a drive-by, but when people just steadily all in your space, man, that's easier said than done, Milton. You're exactly right, but that's easy. Most people, they're just strangers. But some people get in your path, okay, and it's easier said than done. Hey, SD for help. Thanks for that super chat. He said, as much as we know you love the Philippines, it's starting to sound like you are trending toward Vietnam. Can you explain just how the women are different? No, I don't know anything about Vietnam. And uh, it's just that I've been over here for so many years, and I never went to Vietnam. I only been to Thailand for 5 days, because I really like it here. But when I went to Vietnam, man, I just felt alive for some reason. I can't live there. They don't have a retirement visa. You gotta leave every 90 days and everything like that. But I don't know anything about Vietnamese women. I know, of course, when you're there, there's beautiful women everywhere. But the language barrier was a big deal. And, people say, oh, it's not such a big deal for real. It really is, There's ways around it. You know what I'm saying? But it just seems like we expect people to speak English, man. It's so arrogant of us, and they don't. We can't. We don't even think to try uh, to learn their language. Hey, Andre, thanks for that super chat. He said, thanks for the advice. I appreciate you, brother. I always watch your channel. Hey, I appreciate it. Look, I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm just saying, man, there's some strong words, man. Okay? If you've never met the woman before, you've never been to the Philippines before, and you still talking about you're going to see her in December, here it is, May, and you calling her your fiance, man, listen, there's a lot of games that are played over here. And they'll call you their fiance as long as you keep that money coming. But you don't know what she's doing over here. More likely, I don't know, because if you met on the dating site, which obviously that's what you're doing, today, man, I used to say, man, there's so many good women on the dating site. It's almost like a needle in a haystack now. It's so many games being played on those dating sites now, man. You just got to be careful, man, and that's what videos like, man, are to make you pause. You know, it's like a siren. When you hear a siren, I mean, you just don't keep walking across the street, do you? Don't you stop and try to see, well, where's it coming from? This is all I'm doing with you, Andre, and anybody that watches my channel. There's a lot of good women over here, man, but um, you know, just to use just be careful, man. That's all I'm saying. Just take it slow. Hey, he said, Math sounds okay. I just can't get excited to sit through first day of class lessons. Yeah, it's you know, everybody's on a different timetable. You know, when you first start a YouTube channel, you talk about the basic stuff that you know about. And so somebody watching a channel like mine for 6 years, and then you watch Matt's channel. I guess you're talking about Mad Matt, right? And then see, he's starting from the beginning. I'm already 6 weeks in. But remember, YouTube it's not stagnant. It's ever evolving. So there's new people coming into this genre every single day. And they're latching on to what he's saying. And remember, he's new. Not the algorithm hasn't really caught him yet. He can say a whole lot of stuff that I can't say anymore. He said, kind of premature to call a woman your fiance who you never met in person. Yeah, see, these are games that they play on us over here. And when you tell guys that, you know, you want to stress it, man, I'm not trying to be mean to you, man. I'm just trying to tell you, man, to wake the fuck up. There ain't no damn games over here, okay? These women are dead serious. They'll take you every damn thing you got and won't bat an eye about it, okay? You got something about, oh, my fiance. If you only knew the shit that's going on over here. James is a good guy. I don't know. Somebody got under James's skin, man, and made him fall out with me. I never did anything to James. I try to help his channel, try to help his business, and all of a sudden, he making videos about me. I was shocked. I'm like, come on, James. Who got into your head? I never said anything about James. You know how people are. Yeah, Cal, you got them people laughing at you, James. No. Hey, what's up? That's Paul. He came to Marilyn's birthday party. Man, you could have stayed in the guest house. I had it ready for you. He says, I'm not a big city guy. I tried living in concrete jungle Cebu as my grandparents had, a deli in Brooklyn. So I spent many summers there. Nice to visit, but not live there. Valencia is just like South Bend. Yeah, for some people, you know, they like to slow down, rural type living like you. Even St. Carlos City is a city, but it's more of a small town city. But most expats live in Cebu or Manila, and that's how you're introduced to the Philippines. You either coming through Cebu or Manila, so you say, okay, which one is it going to be? I used to say, and I think this is maybe true, that Cebu has everything Manila has, really. It's even got the traffic now. But when I stayed there for those 2 weeks, you know, dealing with Booby's situation, Manila really grew on me. I started to like it. You know, all them preconceived notions I had in my mind, they were gone. Because there's so much to do there. See, sometimes, man, in St. Carlos, I have to create things to do here. I got to take up boxing. I got to, you know, walk them down mountain trails and other things like that. There's no mall here. There's no movie theater here. And in those places, you basically got everything that you have at home. And I'm going to enjoy this week in Manila. That might be me. Maybe I can't live there all the time, but I do like to visit. But I think I can live there because I lived in Cebu for 2 years before. He said, I'm tired, man. I hiked all day and packing to go back up the mountains for 2 more days. Should be an awesome experience, though. It's a whole different world in these mountains. Yeah, you're talking about these wars, right? Now, this is true. He said, happiness is a state of mind. It's not a person, place, or thing. You have wealthy, unhappy, and poor, happy. Sometimes you don't know how bad you have it until someone tells you how bad. Well, I don't know about that. I think, yeah, maybe if you're a child, that's true. Okay, but when you get to be an adult, you know when you got it bad. Okay. He said the poverty in India has been the only place that I personally experienced that was worse than the Philippines. Yeah, it's all. I guess it's all subjective, man. You know the people and what you're around, and we're talking about more than just seeing it on the surface, guys. This is what y'all don't understand. It's more than surface level poverty that I'm dealing with, and everybody's built different. Some people, don't give a damn. They're like, well, I didn't create the problems. I can't solve it, and they can go on with their life. But once you get to know people personally and the little children, it just eats at me, man. And I guess I wasn't paying much attention before when I was, running in and out of the Philippines. He said, Sunshine, if you have to live in another country in the Philippines, where would that be and why? Well, I've been to a lot of places now, but let's just say Southeast Asia. I would be in Vietnam right now. Okay, and I don't know a whole lot about Vietnam. Maybe I'm rushing in, but I know people over there. They've been over there for years, and I was really impressed by it. But I would live in Brazil, even though Brazil, they say all the crime. I really like Brazil. I liked Italy, believe it or not. You know, but the wild part would be I would have to be somewhere, uh, Chomari, Chomari, where my money's still going to stretch further. I'm not. I don't want to sacrifice my standard of living. My standard of living would suffer if I moved to the West, somewhere in the West. But it's crazy. When I went to Vietnam, and you can ask Maryland, I said, this place is alive. I feel so alive here. And then I kept hearing every other vlogger say it. And other people that I saw over there, that was the word that they kept using. And I was like, well, I know I'm not crazy. It just seemed that way. It just seemed like, just to me, it did. And he said, debaucherous breed. He says, are you sending money? If he's calling her his fiance, I'm sure he is. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Okay? What's up, Don? You know what I'm saying? Debaucherous breed. He's sending money. That's the first sign that he's sending money. That's his fiance. These are the type of games that are being played on us over here. And you're going to call somebody your fiance. Oh, okay. He said, yeah, I spent months in Saigon. I love the energy there, but I prefer living in Bangkok. Yeah, it's just that, it's all a personal choice, really. All right. He said he never sent money. Man, come on, Andre. Now you're not. You're talking to veterans out here. If you're not sending money, somebody is, okay? And somebody's blowing your fiance's back out while you sitting over there trying to be, this alpha tough guy. I ain't sending no money. Yeah, well, you don't have no commitment over here. Why, she ain't loyal. Why would she be loyal to you? What's up, RV? RV said majority of Philippine dating sites are desperate deniers. The ones you are chatting with might have halitosis. Well, it's a lot of them. He's Filipino now. He knows more than I do. I'm just saying there is a distinction. I said this a long time ago. I figured it out a long time ago. Because all Filipinos aren't the same. The women on the dating site are different from the women who are not. I'm talking about the women who are truly not on the dating site, who don't have a profile. Okay? They're totally different. That's why when guys say, oh, I got a 23-year-old, well, 23-year-old woman you see on a dating site is going to be totally different from a 23-year-old that you see out here going to college or just got out of college. The whole mindset is different. Their whole demeanor, everything is different. It's not the same. You just got a 23-year-old woman, but they're not the same, guys. He said, you got to be careful with online dating. Whatever you do, don't ignore the red flags. This is facts. And there's going to be enough. Something's going to make you pause, man, but all men aren't the same. We're not even looking for the same thing. And I think that's a big problem. We even put ourselves in the same basket when it's not true. Everybody doesn't think the same. We don't have the same level of intelligence. Some people are able to snuff that stuff out and more games and stuff out real quick. Others play right along with it. And then some guys are, what they say, dumb as a fox or something, where they say, I know she's playing games, but I am too. As long as I get what I want, who cares what game she's playing? He said the games are 100% real. I was being called her husband and she already had one. Yeah. He said dating sites are like sifting through the dirty laundry looking for a clean shirt. Yeah, you got to do a lot of sifting nowadays. And, a lot of the good ones, they've given up because we chase the same women on there. Because all we're looking for is outward appearance. We don't even know what constitutes a good Filipino woman because we don't know the people. We don't know the culture. How do you think you're going to know what the woman is about if you don't know the people, you don't know the culture? You're just looking at our outside. So we all gravitating toward the same women when you're bypassing the good ones. Because she don't look like what you think a good looking woman's supposed to look like. Not realizing she's going to look better in person anyway. But we pass up a lot of good ones on there, Mike. I'm pretty sure I've got shirts in here that I pass up every day, clean. They're already folded and everything, but I just don't want to wear it. That's what we do with the dating site. Good women on there, man. We pass them up. There's some women who's been on there for over 10 years, and no one's ever chose them. No one's ever come here. Yeah, he says, I spent 2 weeks in Saigon and had 4 Vietnamese women trying to play me. Yeah, and give them money for no reason. Yeah, if you're going to be in a country 2 weeks, you know, But here's the thing, Cliff. I said this earlier. We need to stop making our vacations and our retirements about women and relationships. I mean, really. I mean, if you really are the prize, if you really are a high value man, and you got, your worth, then you won't be chasing women around like that. I mean, if that's the case, don't even waste your time. Just go to the bar if that's what you want. Otherwise, man, we're gonna get played. He said, plenty of foreigners in Vietnam, though. Definitely seek that out. I don't know what happened to James. But somebody put something in James's ear. I like James. I had nothing against James. He said, check out my guy Blizzard Abroad. Yeah, he talks man talk to the international man and domestic player. Yeah, he just doesn't get enough support, man. All he needs is one good video, one good live stream that may be able to kick the algorithm door open. He said, according to TMZ, Brandon Clark was an OD. Too many young men in America are using drugs to cope with life, even the successful ones. Yeah, he could have been a drug addict before he even became famous. I don't know, man. It scares me. I'm so glad I stopped, man. I stopped. I haven't never done methamphetamine, never haven't done any of them opioids or anything because I would have tried it. I'm sure I'd be dead by now. Okay, had I kept drinking and getting high. I'm just thankful, man. I do it one day at a time. But yeah, what's going on now? They've never played fair. But now, you may be thinking you're buying a pain pill and the damn thing is fentanyl. He said pro-life travel vlog in Vietnam. I think he's skipping around. I don't watch him, man. He doesn't have, he doesn't appeal to me. I'm 62. He's successful and he's got a big following, but I don't know. I'm sure he doesn't follow me, but no, I don't follow him. I mean, it's just nothing that I can hardly understand what he's saying. He says, from your experience, what is the difference between the women dating in Cebu and Manila? Most of the women I met in Cebu, because I used to live there. It just seems like Cebu, Manila is just like the big city. They full of games in Manila, man. It's just it's the city girls. Not to say that there's not good girls up that way. You ask me my experience. You know, it's like when you meet them, you know something's up because they know everything. You know what I'm saying? And in Cebu, they're more warm. The people are more warm and welcoming. I think because Manila's like Raymond called it a concrete jungle. No, Paul called it that. It's just the tension is just so high up there in Manila. It's just so hard to earn a living, man. Everybody's on edge over there. You can tell it. You can tell the difference between the average worker in Manila and the average worker in Cebu. Just my opinion. People in Cebu are much warmer. He said, a guy I work with is retiring. Him and his wife plan to move from Connecticut to Alaska, back down to California, and back to Connecticut. A 4-month trip. It's a lot of places still over in America, man, that I certainly haven't seen that people love. I just, with my situation right now, like I said, I don't want to sacrifice my standard of living, man. I just don't. What am I gonna pay? 1,500. Just say in Louisville, you can get a decent apartment for about 1,500 a month. You used to paying 300, 400, 500 a month in the Philippines. You got to go over there and pay 1,500 a month for the same damn thing. You feel like you're being cheated. He said, Cal, when you leave Manila, I'm coming next weekend. Well, we'll be there Saturday, so we'll probably leave Saturday. I just want to, like I said, we were invited by Eric Terry and his family. And Sophia's never been to Manila, so we wanted to take her. She's excited. The mother hadn't been in a while, and she's excited. She used to work there, excuse me, years and years ago. And, like I said, this will be their second trip, because they getting ready to go back to school. They're at swimming lessons now. They're taking swimming lessons on Wednesday. He said, Manila's awesome. I like it here. Never a shortage of things to do. Yeah, that's one good thing about Manila. You don't have to um, look too far for something to do. And so many malls. And he said, but Cal, a lot of time it's hard for a man to be honest with another man. Oh, what do you mean? You're preaching the gospel now. Everybody wants to live the perfect life. Like I said, we want people to think, Derek, that we're pressing all the right buttons and turning all the right knobs when it's okay that you're not doing that. Everybody wants to be the perfect man. I don't know where to get. I don't know if that's from Red Pill blogs and that Red Pill community, but you're not even supposed to, cry, show emotions or anything like that. He said, I get the impression Angeles has a ton of expats. They do, but one good thing about Angeles City, you're going to need expats, man. I was talking about this with Paul. He came to the party. I said, I'm not one of them people that tries to avoid expats because he's got a situation right now down in Dumaguete. He's helping a guy who's, fell on hard times, injured himself, and some older guy. And I said, see, this is why I tell guys, I don't want to go anywhere where expats are. We're the ones that's going to help you if you find yourself in a bind. We had a good conversation, me, him, and Greg, friend of mine who lives here in St. Carlos City. That's what expats is good for. In Angeles City, man, they're going to help you no matter what you need. Let me find a place to stay. Where's the best restaurant? And all of that, man. I was impressed by Angeles City. Yeah. Now, this is true right here. This is a fact. This is 100% facts right here. They're stuck there, man. They can't leave. He said Angeles is crawling with guys that were there during the heyday. Yeah, it's crazy, man. This is a good word for it because when we arrived, man, our plane landed 7:30, so by the time we got to the strip, it was about 8 o'clock. Man, they was already milling around, drinking, smoking, looking like zombies, man. What's up, Chang? He said, hey, Cal, Chang here. Just wanted to drop by real quick and congratulate you on your sobriety anniversary. That's a huge accomplishment and something to really be proud of. Wishing you the best. Thank you so much, Chang. It is a big deal for me. I don't care what anybody says. Because the minute you decide to change your life, I don't care in what capacity. Here they come. Oh, you can't do it. There's somebody that's trying to stop somebody from moving out of the United States right now. Yeah. Oh, what are you going to the Philippines for? Oh, this and that. What's up, Sam? He said, check out Chiang Mai someday. It's a good mix. I will, because when we go to Vietnam, we're going to fly over this time to Thailand. Yeah, we're going to fly over there. Okay. Hey, what's up, Michael Arnstead? Thank you for the super sticker. Now, y'all know that this is the resident health insurance guy. I told you I retired. I'm retired. Okay, but Mike's the guy who you talk to in the Philippines. All your healthcare needs. He's helped a lot of people. But I always put his information in my. I always pin it in my comments on my video. He said the Mexican restaurant in Angeles is far. I can't remember the name of it, but I remember how to get there. It's around the corner from Central Park. What's up, Icy? Now I'm gonna tell you that the Philippines are getting more and more Mexican restaurants. We put that out there in the universe. People are like, we need more Mexican restaurants in the Philippines because they got another one in Bacolod. I mean, it's legitimate. I mean, it's a legitimate um, Mexican place. You know, sometimes like the tacos and stuff here, you know, they make it in a with a Filipino taste to it, sweet and all. No, this is real. Uh, La Lucha in Cebu City, around by Mango Square. The Bantayan burrito shop. Man, you're talking about real Mexican food. He said, but it's whatever you make it can get to different than any place from here. Um, See, that's one of the reasons that I'm really thinking about spending a lot more time in a major city like Cebu or Manila because, okay, in order for me to catch a plane anywhere out of St. Carlos City, I've got to either go to Bacala, which on the bus is 2.5 to 3 hours away, Cebu, which is another 3.5 to 4 hours away, ferry and bus, or Dumaguete, which is 5 hours on the bus, just to get on the plane. Okay, he said we met through a mutual friend. Yeah, but you know, if I mean, you said fiance, man, that just kind of threw me off. We wish you the best, is what I'm saying. He said I should have stayed with you, but I can't stand still sometimes. And heading back to the USA this weekend. Oh, okay, dreading it, man. As the Philippines is a state of mind, you just gotta know what you like and need. It is. It is. You either get it or you don't, man. You know, I've stopped explaining to people why I like it here. You just either do or you don't. And a lot of things that bother people about the Philippines doesn't bother me. But like I said, you know, by me being here for so long and getting to know the people, they getting to know me. I just get down sometimes, man, about the way some people have to struggle over here. And maybe I'm making too much of it. I guess I am. He said Italy is great, so much natural beauty, history, and awesome food. Yeah, I liked Italy, but it's the West, man. You gonna pay to stay in a place like that. Yeah, but everywhere, look, everywhere is corruption and stuff. You know, that's all I'm saying. I don't know one government. Is there a government? Somebody, I was watching a video or something and said that's the reason why they like Vietnam because Vietnam takes care of their people. Somebody said that. I can't remember who said it. Um, but what other government? Don't think American government looking out for you. Okay, sis, go take care. Yeah, we veterans, man. You got to get up early in the morning. to fool us. He said a buddy of mine recently got beat to the chick he was hoping to see because someone else showed up first. Yeah. But this is why we try to help people, right? This is exactly why we try to help people. She gonna be your fiance till somebody else shows up. He said, Brother Cal, my girl's different. Yeah, and you're different. You know, we come up with all the excuses and everything. Yeah, Blizzard got a good channel. Wow, what is this? He said the OD was from Kratom and over-the-counter pain reliever. Butuan, yeah. Um, Butuan would be considered an expat alley city, but it's not Cebu or Manila. But it really wouldn't have to be. I just like to be around a lot of people every now and then. Yeah, I like to go to the mall. I like to go to the movies. Yeah, I have to agree with you as far as the people. Excuse me. It just seems to me, I could be wrong. It just seems the people are more warmer as you come down south. Hey, take care, John. He said 1,500 a month is light these days, huh? The going rate for an apartment with a parking garage and concierge is 2,500 a month. Wow. Yeah, that's a Baltimore, D.C. Yeah, you're right. I'm in Kentucky though. Yeah, it's a lot that you don't see, and thankfully that you don't see in Manila. You know, I don't do that poverty porn stuff. Whenever you see them channels, those are Filipinos for the most part, because uh, foreigners can't get away with that. I mean, I can't watch it over and over. You know, the first time it's like, you know, it's like going to the movies or something. You know, you don't want to go see the same movie again. It's just like it doesn't. It's like a spectacle. That's the word I'm trying to use. The first time you see it, that's why you don't really see a lot of those videos anymore. They're circulating on YouTube, but they're kind of older because it's like, what's the point if you showing us this stuff? I mean, I don't get it. You're kind of curious the first time, but then after that, it's like if you're any type of human being with any type of compassion, you're like, I don't want to watch this stuff. It doesn't appeal to me. Maybe to some people it does, but it doesn't appeal to me. Yeah, I love the China. I'm with you. You can't have enough Mexican restaurants, especially not the good ones. What's up, Greg? Oh, no doubt. He said, make sure you ring me when you hit Bangkok so I can treat you and Maryland to lunch or dinner. Oh, absolutely. Hey, take care. Absolutely. I won't go anywhere unless I know somebody now. See, y'all take for granted what Richie Rich and me and other vloggers do when they'll meet you somewhere and kind of give you tips and point you in the right direction. Man, you be lost, man. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't go to a place unless I knew somebody that I could hit on an email or WhatsApp or something and be like, hey, man, what am I supposed to do? What app am I supposed to download? Do they got grabbed here or whatever it is? I gave y'all a good tip about Vietnam. If you got grabbed, wait. Okay, if you got, say for instance, me, I've got it here in the Philippines. When I go next time, I'm gonna uninstall my grab. When I get to Vietnam and I get that SIM card, I'm gonna reinstall it again on the Vietnam side. It's cheaper, guys, much cheaper. He said, bro, that brother calling that woman's fiance, we can't judge. Maybe he is with the right one. Not all women, they're all about that life, taking guys' money. Maybe she's looking for real love. It could be true, you know. You're right. I mean, who knows, really? Like I said, we wish him the best, but, you know, he never even said, you know, how many times he met or anything. We're just going by our experience over here. Obviously, but he says not all women there. Well, I don't know about that. A great enough percentage that you need to be careful. Okay, or about that life. Okay, that's the reason they're dating you. Okay, guys, don't get it twisted. Now, you gotta understand, man. There's matinee idol guys. Okay, who are over here. If they want love and that's all they want, then why do they want us then? We live on the other side of the planet. What is it about us that they want? When they got guys here, I go to the gym all the time. I see the young guys, the Rique Suaves. They all over here, guys, okay? They much better looking than us. They're younger. They got everything in common with the woman. They can read the woman a lot better than us. Okay, then why are they with us, Brip? 673. Be careful, guys. Don't let your guard down. Okay? That should be the first question you should ask yourself. Why does a woman want me who lives on the other side of the planet? And an LDR, by the way, which is the most brutal of all relationships. When you actually live 8,000 miles away, it's not like you live in Cleveland and she lives in Chicago. See? Of course, not all women, not all applies to everything, Brip. We're trying to look after each other, guys. Don't come in here, man. This is what messes us up. Okay, and then the guy lets his guard down because he already claims he's not sending money. That's a red flag to me. Like, who is she? Is she rich? What the hell are you talking about? Why the hell you think these women want us over here? You ain't got nothing in common with the woman. Okay, you're so much older than her. Y'all got to be fooling yourself, man. And that's what I'm saying. You can't help people. They don't want help. They're lying to themselves. For first timers going to the Philippines, especially the Manila airport, use Grab located at the building parking. Don't use the white taxis outside. The majority are scammers. Yeah, see, this is, and now, if I was Brip P, I could say, well, you know, not all those taxis out there are scammers, RV, but enough of them are, guys, to make you stay away from them. Okay? Just go on to the Grab, call the Grab, pay the extra money. And in our case, take your time. You know, proceed with caution. I don't really know. You know, you gotta understand that a lot of he knows, the man is smart, okay? He knows his audience. Most of his audience is mongers. They want to see the young women. They want to see all that, you know, they want to see him push the envelope like that. And then the other half of his followers are haters. They're jealous of him. He's got the beautiful young wife, you know, he's a big, YouTube got the big check coming in every month and all that, see? He's got a mix. But the most of them are mongers. You know, we never heard anything else. This is what's strange about this right here. No one's heard from him. Good question. I don't think anybody cares. He said, man, it's been a long time, yeah, since I've seen you. Yeah, it's been a long, long time. He said, the last time we talked, you were building your house, it wasn't finished. Yeah, in October, it'll be 5 years. Well, Tondo and all that stuff like that, you know, you just got to be careful, man. Like I said, it's a spectacle, and then it stops being a spectacle. You be like, it's real life, and, life is not fair, man. You think you got it bad until you meet, what they say? The man was complaining about his shoes until he met the man who had no feet, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing. He said, if you have smart, you can get roaming via the Giga Roam site, $6.99 for 10 days. That's what I use, and I don't have to get other SIM. Oh, okay. You mean when you go out of the country? Well, for the most part, I think we do. But it's the end thing, Raymond, to say I don't want to be around expats. I didn't come all the way over here to be around expats. That's true. That don't mean you got to hang around them, but it is good to have a few people to talk to. Because it's going to get old real quick when you can't understand what they're saying. No one's going to talk to you. Only your girlfriend. Everybody else is speaking their native language. They're not talking to you. You don't understand what them people are saying. Okay, what are you going to talk about? When I met Marilyn, she didn't even know who Trump was. So what are you going to talk about? That's the good thing about, having meet and greets and stuff. It gets you in touch with other expats. You may not even know there's an expat living right around the corner from you. Hey, maybe once or twice a month you can go out, shoot some pool or something, and have breakfast together or something. But to say that you don't want to be around expats, period? Okay, that's what you say. He said, I wouldn't recommend it even though I'm successful. The odds are against you, don't play. You mean on the dating site? You just got to take your time. And you can find a good woman, but it's harder now. And men don't have the patience. So we end up choosing the wrong one. But they're on there. They're on there. He says, Vanjie from Double Trouble in Asia got flown out to Qatar. Yeah. I mean, because, you're always going to have men who are going to be thirsty like that. And just looking at her situation, I'm like, well, it's too many red flags. What happened to her and that man? The guy she was so in love with, her fiance. And they went in and bought the land together and all of that. See, women like that, who are, fairly attractive, but that's all y'all want. Character doesn't mean anything to y'all. All y'all looking for is looks. Okay, Roger. And so, women like her are always going to be, sought after. I mean, it's not like, she's an attractive young woman, but, when her and the man didn't work out and then, the story didn't add up, man. And I'm like, and you could just tell that there's just so many men all in her DMs telling her how beautiful she is. You can just see it. That she thinks she's all that. I don't want a woman like that. I'm not knocking her, man. She, I wish her the best. If you fools are going to give her money and fly out to Qatar, or Qatar, however you pronounce it, more power to her. It's just too many thirsty men. It's so it's never gonna be uh, a fair playing field. You know what I'm saying? What they talk about? They always say, uh, fair exchange is no robbery. It's never gonna be that because you're always gonna have somebody who's thirstier, more desperate, and more of a simp and willing to do more than what you're doing. That's always gonna be the case over here. He said, "God, yeah, bro. That's why I even watch YouTube, Expat Communication." I told the family I felt alone here, and they said, "You're not. We're just too shy to speak English." Yeah, that's why, anytime I have something, Ron, I invite you because you're me. I was the same way down in Zamboanga. I'm the same way here. The only time I speak English is with Marilyn or Booby. And Booby asked me to use my phone. Everybody else, I can't understand them. Yeah, what's up, Mike? Yeah, we certainly need each other, Raymond. I know I need to be around expats more than what I am. It's like when I saw Richie Rich now. It's crazy. People tell me all the time, it's like, Cal, when I met you, it's like I knew you all the time. It's how I felt when I saw them in Manila at the mall. And that's like I was thinking I've known him from high school or something. I don't know Richie Rich, but it feels good to be around, you know, people that get it. They're gonna get you. We're gonna laugh at the same jokes and all that stuff. He said, "Thanks, Cal. You inspired me to get off my couch and come over there. I'm here now in Manila and I love it. Oh man." He said, "Thanks, brother. Oh man, you're welcome." No, no, you're right, bro. But remember, all doesn't apply to anything. We're just trying to give you some tools to work with. More than likely, he's got a good woman. This is what I say all the time. Otherwise, the bodies would be littered. I mean, the Philippines would be littered with bodies. We're just trying to give him something to work with. He said, "Bro, all I'm saying is you can't put all the women in the same boat. All doesn't apply to anything. But there's enough women over here who are with us for our money, okay, that when you go into a relationship, you gotta know that. Okay? Otherwise, like I said, if it's one out of a million, then it wouldn't be all. Okay? But here's the thing, he said, just like you can't trust every expat you meet there or anywhere now, that would really be letting your guard down big time. Now, what do you hear most about over here in the Philippines where I live, bro? Men getting scammed from other expats or from women. Okay? What do you hear more about that would make you, I'm saying keep your guard up at all times, but certainly when you're dealing with women over here. Okay? Because most of the expats you meet, man, you'll be able to sniff them out a mile away. You're going to know if they broke. They're going to exhibit broke behavior. Okay? The expats that come to see me, they got money. They got cars, they vans, they're offering to do stuff. Okay, that's not broke behavior. Broke behavior is sitting there, you're quiet. You know what I'm saying? You borrowing money from people. You always got a story. Your clothes are wrinkled. You know what I'm saying? That's broke behavior. You can sniff them out from a mile away. Hey, Sam, thanks for that super chat. He said, I got the last recommendation of vaccines this week, and I fly out next Wednesday to Cambodia. Yeah, my arms are sore as hell. Also, what do they recommend when you go to Cambodia? Sam? What kind of vaccine? Yeah, I remember when I kind of first started out, Black Filipino was in my comments. He said, "Yeah, he wanted to collab with me." I haven't heard much from him since. Um, but I haven't heard from him since. In about 6 years. I thought maybe I'd have ran into him. He said, "Hey, Uncle Cal, what's the name of the Mexican place? Hold on, let me let me get it real quick, because ain't no sense in me saying if I don't get it. I'll look on my Grab activity. I can tell you real quick, because it's hard. Okay, it's Mescla. Let me put it down here. Mescla Mexican. I think there it is, right here, Gary, and it's on Laxon Street. But when you see it, if you take the Grab or if you're in your car, the building's gonna look like it's deserted. But I guess that's just like the old desert Mexican look, because the Grab let me off on the other side of the street. He said, "Well, I said, "Well, this isn't the restaurant." He said, "Well, over there it's an empty lot." It wasn't an empty lot. The building looks deserted, but the food is good. So Ron a lot. He went there before. Yeah, you can't let your guard down, but you know, I can sniff out an old expat that's up to no good. When I went to Old Dog New Tricks, they had him and Justin had a meet and greet at a resort one time. Well, there was an old expat going from table to table with his story, trying to borrow money. He said something about his check hadn't cleared the bank and he was in touch with the people. He told everybody until finally he got to our table. They'd already told me, "Say, here he come, Cal. This is what he's talking about." And I'm like, "That's okay, bro." But he's all dressed up with a uh little bitty straw hat on. He said, "I'm on the way back to Manila on the 30th. What's up, Thomas?" He said, "Yeah, Cal, that's the one. It's delicious." Yeah, I liked it. That was the first time I ate there personally. I had ordered 2 times Grab. So then when I went on my last extension, I said, "Well, since I'm here, I'm going to just go ahead and I want to eat at the actual restaurant." And hell, the guy let me out across the street. "But where you staying, Mike Jones?" He said, "Please be patient. Manila infrastructure are being fixed right now. When roaming around, use Grab. Yeah, anchors are the rails or the edge of bus carousel." Yeah, um, good advice. Yeah, I wouldn't be roaming around. It's hot as hell down there in Armida, around that Etsa. Man, but Armida's got a lot of trees. So it's not extremely. But there's that Mexican place, guys, in Bacolod. But thank y'all, man. I'm gonna get off of here. I got my boxing today. I'm gonna go in here, eat lunch, man, and lay down for about, well, hell, I gotta get ready to go. He's gonna meet me at 1. I'm tripping, man. I'm not gonna be able to lay down. I have to go in here and get me something to eat and go on over there. But thank you for your super chat, super stickers, all your thumbs up, all your support. Sunshine Shows. We're gonna be in Manila for a week. Me and Richie Rich, we're gonna put together an impromptu meet and greet. Come on through, man. Single or with your woman, man. Let's chop it up a little bit, guys. Take care.